Ales coming right up. Hello, and welcome to the BRB. Please, have a seat. You're just in time for Tavern chatter.
This was a question that was more or less sent in by my coworker.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, leather armor is typically made out of what?
Leather.
Leather from a cow. So if you have a really good necromancer,
Yes.
and you cast Resurrection, what would happen?
I mean, I would need to look at the spell
I
before
have
we
it
do this.
Right here.
Okay, read off the spell to me first.
So, to clarify, what are we trying to solve?
So the debate here is very easy. We have just asked the question. If a necromancer casts reincarnation on your resurrection on your leather armor that you are wearing,
Does the cow then wear you?
Oh, you're asking. I was expecting your just armor turns into a cow.
Yeah, I thought we were asking if you kill and skin the cow and then raise the cow, does it get more skin?
What happens? That's also interesting, and I think the answer is just yes. But
well, specifies if resurrection restores missing body parts.
So the question is, what happens?
Okay, read the spell.
You touch a dead creature that has been dead for no longer than a century, that didn't die of old age, that isn't undead. If the soul is free and willing, the target returns to life with all of its hit points. This spell neutralizes any poisons, cures normal diseases afflicting the creature when it died. It doesn't, however, remove magical diseases, curses, and the like. If such effects aren't removed prior to casting the spell, they afflict the target on its return to life. This spell closes all mortal wounds, restores any missing body parts. Coming back from the dead is a big ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time the target takes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears. Casting the spell to restore life to a creature that has been dead for 1 year or longer taxes you greatly. Until you finish a long rest, you can't cast spells again, and you're at disadvantage on all attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
So I think there are a few questions that are going to be important here.
Okay.
First and foremost, how did the cow die? If it died of old age, then according to the spell, no. Secondly, do cows have a soul that can be willing to come back?
Do cows have a soul is a very big question.
That is a huge question. It depends on how, I see all creatures of having a soul.
Third thing, if you're able to do this, if you're able to resurrect a cow, say this is successful, and you resurrect a cow from leather armor, then in theory, you should be able to resurrect an entire person if you have any amount of their biological material.
That is correct.
Yeah.
You can.
It also depends on how many cows were used to make the armor.
That's a huge...
If it was leather all from one cow, sure. But if you piece together different parts...
It would be to one part.
So we should be creating undead. That does have to be minotaurs because it has to be humanoid. But if you take 3 different minotaur corpses and make them into leather armor, you can use the create undead spell on them instead. Because they've come up as ghouls. They don't even come back as anything else. So, my next character is going to be a necromancer that likes to fuck with everyone wearing armor.
So, I get this. I understand where the concept comes from, and I understand, the thinking behind it. It is the dumbest thing that we brought up
I can
to
command
date.
them, though.
Okay, that's the dumbest thing that we brought up to date.
I can command the armor.
Here's a question. Applying our own world logic to this, and assuming that no one has ever tried this before in D&D, what's to say that the process for making leather armor, like the curing process, has a step in it that prevents that from being a resurrected creature? Because this has happened before.
Alright,
That'd be a fun
fine.
story.
Then I'm not casting Resurrection. I'm going to cast True Resurrection.
Okay.
Which is essentially the same thing. You touch a creature that has been dead for no longer than 200 years. That
Read the
died.
last paragraph. It messes it up.
This spell can provide a new body if the original no longer exists. In which case, you must speak the creature's name. The creature that appears in an unoccupied space you choose within 10 feet of you.
You would know the cow's specific name. You would need to know.
You have to know the cow's specific name.
You would specifically have to know.
But
what if the cat was never given a name?
That is only if...
Probably get away with cow.
That is only if you have nothing of the cow.
What
so
cow
if you
comes
touch...
back, then there got to be countless cows that weren't named.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no. This
is your next
This
character.
doesn't work. You can't... So Resurrection, I could see working because it's vague enough. There's not enough information there in the actual ruling to be like, oh, yeah, no, you can't do that. Like, it is vague enough that if someone said, I want to bring back a cow from a piece of the armor of the guy we're fighting, yeah, honestly, you can. There's nothing stopping you. I mean, as a DM, I'd stop you. I'd stand in your path. I'd flip my finger and say, how dare you do that to me? But, yeah, there's nothing in the ruling. If by rules...
As written.
You can bring back a cow from leather armor.
Why would you, though?
That's only if it's specifically cow, because leather... That does not dictate that every piece of leather armor is from a cow. It can be from different things. It can be from... deer.
All right, cool.
It could be from elk. It could be from anything that has hide.
Humanoids?
Yes.
So then, if you cast Resurrection on armor and assume that the creature would come back, then you roll on a table to see what creature it was.
I mean, I could see that. I could, as a DM, if a player thought they were being funny and they looked me dead in the eye and went, "I want to bring back a cow," right? I would pull up a thing of dangerous beasts, dangerous animals that have been made into leather armor.
I'm casting Resurrection on my dragon scale armor.
Yeah, like, I'd bring back something absolute... I'd be like, cool, now there's 2 saber-tooth tigers. Well, I guess I couldn't do 2. I'd be like, now there's a saber-tooth tiger.
That sounds awesome.
Plus this guy. So now you gotta fight both of them.
Also, you don't have armor now.
Yeah, you lose the armor.
Well, in this idea, you do it to the person you're fighting.
Yeah,
you're not going to do it to your own armor.
Okay, going to the lost limbs part of it.
Yeah, no. Lost body parts.
Yeah, okay, so...
Heart, lungs, limbs,
okay,
head.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so your character, let's say, lost alarm halfway through their life. Then they died the next half of their life. Then they got resurrected. Does that arm come back?
Yes.
Okay. What if they were born without an arm? Do they come back without that arm?
Fuck.
I don't think so.
Okay, next question. Siamese twins.
Yeah.
Conjoined.
I don't want to get into that.
Okay. One had to be taken out, which caused them to end their life. Well, caused their life to end. So then you cast Resurrect on them. What happens to the other?
That depends. Because Siamese twins do not share the same DNA. It depends on which one you pull the DNA from.
He's got you.
Or I'll just specify their name and do True Resurrection.
But do they come back with the other twin? Still conjoined.
I see no reason why they wouldn't, rectify genetic defects.
I could see it, yeah.
Because it doesn't say it restores them the way they were. It says True Resurrection creates them a new body if none is available. And then Resurrection, you touch a part of them and it restores them and restores any missing body parts.
See, you guys think of this such in a real way, but I see it in, I still see it in the DM's, D&D world. If a player did that, I would be like, I'd be like, do you come back the way you were born? I wouldn't impose that. I'd be like, haha, now you have an arm again. If a player told me, it was their character, they were born without an arm, that was, a thing for their character, I wouldn't force that on them.
It's up to the soul.
It's up to the soul, would be kind of how I see it.
Well, damn, there goes my plan to kill Grizz and resurrect him.
You can try.
Our drow character in another campaign does not have an arm. I felt like that context was needed. I hate this question.
I love it.
I don't think I'm raging about this question.
It's definitely got 2 parts. It's got the part, as a DM, would you allow it, versus would it theoretically be possible?
If you're willing to drop a 7th level spell to do it, I think I'm going to allow it.
What's the material cost?
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
A diamond worth at least 1,000 gold, which the spell consumes.
Yeah.
I hate absolutely hate meme D&D. I hate these like characters and
yet you play with me
that were built on Reddit or other forums that are just like, how can you break Dungeons and Dragons? Because it always proposes these types of questions, right? And it's just painful to think about as a DM, because you're just here to like run this game, and then someone's just like, hey, can I bring a cow back to life from the leather armor? Can I suck the water out of that dude's body using shape water? Can I, like there's all these things that people try. It's like, I'm just going to say it, you guys are being assholes.
Alright, it's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Hit that like button, and if you aren't already subscribed, do that too. Hit the bell icon to stay up to date on our videos. We upload every Saturday. If you want to see more of us, check out the links in the description to see our different social media. If you have any suggestions for our next video, leave a comment below.